peanut butter crackers and Reese's Buttercups in here.
Good plan.
In my purse. And my Hydro Flask. Because, we are cheap.
College.
It's Olin! What I
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Thank you, bro.
Alright, so here's the thing. All of my guy friends didn't really want to come see Frozen. So, these are my girlfriend's floor mates. Close friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was some fun.
Hey, Aiden.
Oh yeah, so she's working on an essay right now because it's student night, but we still wanted to go see Frozen. So.
It's fine. I'm almost done. I just have.
You got these little rolled things too?
I've never tried them.
The sauce is like
Ah!
Yeah.
Hot.
I'm not crying anymore, so it's not gonna be as good.
I thought it was better than the original, and that's the tea.
Me too.
What's up, guys? My name is Bruno Rodriguez, and this is Flicking a Flash with today's review over Frozen 2. This movie is a sequel to Frozen that came out in 2014. Let me just say, it had some very big shoes to fill. Frozen was massive. I remember everyone was talking about it, and they didn't stop talking about it. Everyone loved it, and I mean like everyone. I don't know anyone that didn't. Actually, I've never done a review of Frozen. Great characters, great music, which is the catchiest music I've ever heard. Those songs, I swear, I heard those for about 2 years after Frozen. They were just everywhere. Great animation and an intriguing story. The characters felt very well developed. Anna was just a big ball of energy. Her sister Elsa more cold and retreated. And with a bunch of other really likable minor characters, this movie was such a success. So it was a lot of pressure from Disney to come up with a good sequel. So I just came back from the movie literally like 20 minutes ago. And the bad thing about doing a review so quickly after I've seen it is that right now you're only getting my first thoughts. And it's hard for me to say which one I like better, the first or the second one. I'll say this wasn't a worse movie. It was just a little different. The way the story was set up was different. I don't think it followed a very clear 3-act structure. It might have, but it didn't feel that way because there was no clear antagonist. There was no villain. The story in this movie is them trying to find this mysterious voice that Elsa keeps hearing.
Has Elsa seemed weird to you?
She seems like Elsa.
There's this voice. Voice? What does that mean?
So they travel to a forest and the whole adventure just kind of pans out. Pacing was pretty good. I didn't think it went on for too long. Near the middle there, it kind of got a little slow, however. When the characters were separated, I don't think the movie held up quite as well as it did when they're all together. All the characters play off each other very well, and the voice actors do such an amazing job, especially Kristen Bell and Idina Menzel. Both of them, of course, have amazing voices. Josh Gad, the voice for Olaf, also hilarious. If you like Olaf in the first movie, you're gonna love him in this one. They just amp him up a little bit. He's in the movie more.
Is the whole putting us in mortal danger gonna be a regular thing?
And I don't know, I think he has more of a presence, he might not, but he definitely has a lot of moments of great comedy. Now, actually, my biggest question coming into this movie was, are they going to top their songs? And while I was watching the movie, I wasn't actually quite sure that they were going to stick with me as much as the first ones did. But then we get in the car, we're on our way back, and they all start singing the songs. And then they play them, and they're singing along to it immediately. They are surprisingly, I think, maybe as good as the first ones. I'm sure people are going to love them, they're going to be just as catchy. Oh my god, another 2 years of this. I'll say this, the ones in the first movie got overplayed a lot. My main problem with this movie is actually the character development. Both Anna and Elsa, and actually Kristoff, neither of them kind of progressed throughout this movie. Their whole character arc I didn't find to be super intriguing. I feel like Elsa was kind of being put through the same arc as she had in the first movie, of her kind of wanting freedom and go out and explore. She kind of had that again in this movie. The only difference is that this time her and Anna's relationship was much more grounded. They have a great sisterly bond in this movie that they didn't have in the last one. But that was about the only difference in their characters. And Kristoff's arc, he didn't really have one. But without getting into any spoilers, throughout the whole movie, he kept trying to do this one thing, and he kept trying and trying, and that's it. And at the end, he does it. But there's not much else to it. Having said that, combined with the lack of an antagonist, I still very much enjoyed this movie. It didn't bother me enough to come out of this movie with a bad taste in my mouth. I was still very much entertained. Kids are still gonna love it. My two little cousins, biggest fans of Frozen, they're gonna love this movie. It's meant for them. They're gonna have the biggest smile on their faces. So as much as this is a movie meant for kids, I very much enjoyed it, and I'm gonna give this movie a 4 out of 5 stars. Thank you all very much for watching this video. I had a great time watching and reviewing this. If you guys enjoy this sort of content, please make sure to subscribe and check out my latest videos. If you've already seen the movie, please let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. And as always, drop a like and drop in later.
Other sauce which you ordered?
Ooh,
besides the
mild.
Mild and medium and hot.
I wonder who the hot is for. It's exactly. Yes, Catherine. Sorry.